Hello, 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 and welcome back once again. I
Hello.
am yours truly, King Jacob, and this is the Chatterbox with King Jacob. You're now tuned in live with us on this late night hour. And so tonight I have an even more of a special treat, um, outside of the box from normal. So the Chatterbox has made it internationally, and we have none other than the Gal international Afrobeat recording artist, songwriter, community innovator, social influencer, all that and then some. And we're going to tap in about a new lane of music that's growing all over the globe. You know, it's been a lot of concerts of Afrobeat music in the U.S. People like Burna Boy and others, and you know, the Afrobeat is just growing, and a lot of the people in the US, the DJs are remixing with the hip hop in the US. So it's definitely growing. So another man, the gal, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, man, so they'll understand who you are.
When you said the girl on the street, I respond to bad DNA, which is an African saying. It just means that we're not joking. The grind is real. Life is real. The girl is an Afrobeat, Afropop artist, originally from Ghana, West Africa. I grew there. Was in Africa. I worked as a journalist, so I worked with the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. But I started doing music when I was a kid, about 9 years old. I got signed to my first record label. Back then, I was using a different name to a record label called The Last Two Music. The Last Two Music in the 90s was very big in Ghana. Um, then school kind of took it so because I was always going to school alongside my music. So I wasn't very consistent. But then my music life started seeing the light when I went to senior high school, boarding school, where I had opportunity to be doing rap competitions, to be on radio. So that was when I started getting fame in the area that I attended school, which was in the northern part. And it didn't stop there. After completion, I went to the Ghana Institute of Journalism just to fulfill that part of my life of becoming a journalist. Then after still doing that was when I had the opportunity to work as a journalist, and moved into the UK 2015 when I had a scholarship. The UK government gave me a scholarship to come and study my masters here. Then after that, I stayed. So DaGaow, as I'm talking now, I've got two masters, one in media and international development from the University of East Anglia in the UK, and one in development communications from the University for Development Studies back in Ghana. Music wise, like you said, mate, I've been I've been to everywhere in Ghana, on major platforms performing and stuff, and over here in the UK. I've performed at various places, especially the area that I live in. I've performed at big places like the Junction, which is in Cambridge. I've performed at the Hunter Club. I've, I'm all everywhere. I'm just mentioning things that can just come off mind, places that I remember. And as I'm still talking to you, I've got a couple of gigs in the pipeline. I've just been headlined for a tribute concert for a big DJ who lost his life or who died as a result of cancer. And there are a couple of gigs in the pipeline as well. This week, as I'm talking to you now, I've got about 3 gigs lined up. In terms of achievements, for me, my main achievement is what my music do in the lives of people. It's not about what I've got, you know. Um, so my music is hinged on 3 principles. That is to inform, to educate, and to entertain. If you're listening to my music, any song of mine that you listen to, you should get one of these from my music. If you listen to my music, my awards and stuff like that. I've just been nominated for an award for the NMG award, that is New Music Generation Award. It's a big event that takes place in East Anglia in the UK, where they award music artists. Um, One thing I love about this award scheme is you don't apply. They do their own research and scout around to look for the best artists, people that they think are really putting the effort and stuff, and they've got a whole lot of criteria for selecting their artists. I got nominated last year for the same category, that's the urban rap category. And then this year again, I got nominated. In the past, I've been nominated for a couple of awards as well. But like I told you, for me, it's all about the impact that my music is making the lives of people. And talking about that, I play a lot of charity gigs. I still just out of my mind. I remember playing an advocacy role with UNICEF. So where I used to work in Ghana, it was the poorest part of Ghana. Where I used to work as a journalist, it was the poorest part, and people couldn't afford to construct toilets in their homes.
Oh
So
wow.
they, yeah, so they do this in the bush, and UNICEF came out with an advocacy and support project to help people, to motivate and encourage people to build toilets in their homes. Because what happened is they do this outside, and they drink from what we call dams. So these are dugouts on the floor or on the ground, and then when the rain falls, the rain collects it. So when they put outside, the rain washes all this poop back into the water that the people drink, and health wise it affects them. So UNICEF was doing this project. So I joined in as a music artist and a journalist uh, to motivate the young people to build these toilets in their households, support the weak, the old people that will not be able to afford to, or don't have the strength to construct this toilet. They should support them. So that is one of the projects that for me I've done as a music artist that I'm proud of. Now back in the UK, um, just this year I played a charity gig that was aimed at um, promoting Afro hair, promoting how to make Afro hair, plait Afro hair, because in the UK, um, now we're getting our kind, a lot of our kind in the system, but at the same time, getting somebody to do your hair is very hard. So these people came up with an idea and go like, look, why don't we put up a show that will let people come in and study more about Afro hair. And then at the same time, we try to drum home the need for people to train as um, hairdressers in doing specifically Afro hair. So I joined in that gig, played that gig just to entertain people and raise funds for the project. And I think this Saturday, like I told, I've got lots of gigs. I need to check on my diary. But this Saturday, I've got another charity gig coming off. Um, Again, at the moment, as part of my influence or what I want to do with my music, and even with my academic life, I'm volunteering at the moment for three charities in the UK. So I'm volunteering for MENCAP, which is operates within my area. I'm volunteering for another charity called Ashram Adventure, which is based in London. And I'm volunteering for another charity called Builders Society. Yeah. Two of these charities are into helping people with disabilities, learning disabilities to live normal lives that you and I are living. And then the other charity based in London is based on supporting women and child trafficking in India. So, in a nutshell, DaGaow, this is my life. In summary, this is my life. Music wise, just within this year, I've released five singles, and all, I think four of these singles have been played on the BBC. Now in the UK, the BBC is a big deal. If you get your songs played on the BBC, especially like me, consistently, it means that you're really doing well. It means that you are being acknowledged as one of the most influential, most important artists. I would not say most talented because everybody has got their operational definition of talents. So, but yeah, you've been recognized. But in the past, I've had about 10 songs or so played on the BBC. I've had a couple of interviews with the BBC as well, and yeah, just so focusing on doing music and impacting on society the best that I can. We've got one life to live, bro. So when God gives you that life, you need to make an impact in the lives of other people, and that for me that is the most important gift you can give to anybody on this earth.
That's right. That's right. So, you're originally from Ghana, and
Yeah,
now you live in the UK.
yeah.
And so, tell me about your journey through the music business. Like, when did you realize that you had a gift that you should share with the world? That you should do your put it on wax. Like, I need to record this so I can get it out to the public eye, so the public
Yeah,
can really know that I have a message to inspire people. So when did you realize that this is what you need to be doing?
yeah. Well, my gift it started when I was a kid. Like I said, I started doing music when I was like 9 years old. But it all started when I was in primary school, and I used to do copyright of music for friends, especially the girls in the classroom. I still remember back then songs like Cisco, the Dragon song, those kind of songs. I used to love rap music. I used to listen to Tupac, Nas, and Co as well. But then I started doing these copyright songs for people, my peers. And then one day, one of my classmates just approached me and he was like, "Oh, you write music?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You know what? My senior brother is in a group, a music group, and I feel like we should also be in a music group. So what do you think?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that is cool." You know, so that was when it just started. I started converting my exercise books in class into rap books, started writing rap, started rehearsing, um, and then started going to music studios one after the other in Ghana, like in Accra. I grew up in Accra, the national capital, and I like started associating myself with my peers on the streets, my peers from broken homes, because like back then music was on the street, you know, music was on the street. if you really wanna, if you really wanna have a feel of music, then you gotta belong to the street.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anybody that is listening knows Accra very well, back then you like because that is where I felt like I could really fit in because I grew up in the barracks. My dad was in the military, and music wasn't a big deal. Every child thought about becoming a military personnel, a military officer. Because in Ghana, joining the military was a big deal. It was a very respectable, uh, or it still is a very respectable profession. So everybody wanted that. My granddad was in the military. My dad was in the military. I didn't want to be in the military. So I needed to join or to find a place that I fit in. So I was doing this, and even in primary school, I was always playing at shows uh, till I went to university. University, I was all over. I went to a boarding school in a place called Tamale, which is the northern part of Ghana, and I was always playing shows. Back then. But the hustle hasn't like every musician will tell you, it hasn't been smooth. Because I remember as a kid, I could walk like 2 miles, in Accra from a studio to the house because the only means to get in home was by the public transport, and the public transport has got time that it closes. And mate, when you're in the studio, you don't see time moving until you finish what you're doing and you come out and you realize that, oh God, it's late, and I don't have means and I gotta walk like in the midst of rain and everything, and it, apart from that fiscal hustle, the industry itself it hasn't been easy, you know, because you gone are the days record labels will pick you up, they polish you up, you know, and at the end of the day, they take all your money as well in the name of we spend or we invested this amount of money in you. You know, just like when I was signed to a record for yourself now. Now every artist is trying to be their own record label, even then. So it is you just gotta stay consistent financially, whether you financially sound or no, you just gotta have a reason why you should keep on moving, you know. I have
Mm-hmm.
seen myself grown from that artist who just wanted to become a star to that artist who has learned to be efficient and effective to that artist who's growing gradually, uh, thinking about the business aspect of music, which is something that when I was growing up, I didn't know, I didn't focus on. All I wanted to be was to be in the light, you know. But as time goes on, and I realized that no, you know, the game you don't reap your investment today, and the only way to stay afloat is try to be resourceful to yourself so that you can do some things for yourself whilst you were in for better days, you know. So now, aside all the things that I tell you, I'm a producer. I produce my own music and I produce other people's music as well, just because you gotta do that to be able to wait to it's a way of waiting mechanisms whilst we wait for greener pastures or better days. So the music journey hasn't been that um easy, but yeah, but I've had a couple of major breakthroughs. I remember in Ghana, my first breakthrough was when I did a song with a legendary music group called VVIP. In the past, they were called VIP. They're very famous and
Mm-hmm.
they've played a lot. They've toured the world. Um, and they are they were one of their members was the originator of hip life music in Ghana, Reggie Rockstone. So Rockstone brought hip life to Ghana.
Okay, okay, that's what's up.
And
So,
one of them,
so
yeah,
we are here
yeah,
live chopping it up with the guy. You know, from the wonderful place of Ghana.
yeah,
Um, I've had the pleasure of when I lived in the Washington D.C. area. I had the pleasure of working with some people from Ghana.
right,
I actually had a partner who married a young lady from there,
right,
and she definitely shared a lot with me. Her and some of her friends. She shared a lot with me about the culture and about how they actually really see things, and 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 they talked about how they feel like black people in America are too Americanized and don't follow their culture and the structure of the culture. So she shared some interesting things with me, and ever since then I've been able to read up on a lot of different things and read up on the herbs and the vegetables that they plant that I don't
yeah,
see planted over here and stuff like that, and read up on the natural cures of the body and stuff like that. So with that being said, I think with you being from there, with you knowing how the culture moves, I think upon you making your music and upon you doing charity events, this is definitely something that would help you get your brand out outside of the international base when we're talking about you touring and coming over to America. You
right,
know, yeah, because people want to know about the all natural cures and they want to know about the herbs and the spices and 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 the natural plant based things that can cure stuff like a diabetes or a high blood pressure or a high cholesterol. Where you don't have to inflate your body with pills and things of that nature.
yeah,
Just all natural cures. And I think that you can impact the communities from all over, international and back home, I think that you can still impact the youth. You can impact the mothers. You know what I mean? You can definitely impact the your university professors,
Yeah.
and that makes you not only a great artist, but a great social influencer, a great community activist, and it's a part of your God given purpose. So that's
Yeah.
when the whole ministry come in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
Yeah.
you're reaching people with your music, and that's
Yeah.
definitely a part. Anytime you can reach a person through your voice or through a song, that's
Yeah.
definitely a part of the ministry. So I would tell you to you keep doing what you're doing and just add that. But
Okay.
yeah, yeah, y'all, we chopping up with the guy, man. Originally from Ghana, but now lives in England, and we chopping about him as a Afrobeat international recording artist. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We're gonna go ahead and pay some of these bills, and we'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Yes, sir. We here though.
Blue Room Studios, the new premier studio in Columbia, South Carolina. Come record with the producer and engineer who has over 35 years in the game. With a mic selection to cater to your voice and state-of-the-art equipment. Blue Room Studio, 803-529.
All right, we back. And like I said, we here chopping it up with none other than DaGaow, from Ghana, but resides in England. And so, the music has impacted your life so much. And so, as far as people that know you, people that come in passing with you, people that just want to know about your music, man. How do people tell you that your music has impacted their lives?
Well, in diverse ways. Diverse ways. I I normally get this when I play gigs. Just recently I played the Hunter Club. I I had a girl walk up to me and she was like, "Who are you?" And I was a little bit confused because I'm like, "Man, I just perform on this stage." They introduced me the girl. I performed 5 songs. You asked me the question, "Who am I?" So I was a little bit confused. But then she just followed up saying that I was a bit confused. She just followed up and like, "You know what? My dad doesn't like music. My dad hate music. Today he's only here because it's my birthday. But I saw my dad jamming to your music. He stood up and he took a video. I don't know whether it was a video or a photo, but I saw my dad with a camera, his phone, focusing on you and dancing. I could see the smile on my dad's face. Reason why I just want to talk to you." And I was like, "Oh, that's very sweet, you know." Um, and just based on that, I will tell you that for me to make a man smile, trust me, you and I, we are men. You know the hustle we go through. We don't tell our women what we go through. We don't tell our friends what we go through because laugh. Somebody just gotta hold on to your hustle. So for you to put a smile on another man's face, it tells you the impact that you're making in his life. I would have summarized this and just said, then that is it, you know. But um, I've on my radio interviews, I've had people phone in to talk about how they use my music just for a feel happy mood. When they are sad, they play my music. Um, I've released my new single. When I sent it to the one of the radio stations, the presenter came back and was like, "Look, I've been listening to this song for almost a week prior to the release date, and I can't stop dancing anytime I listen to the song. And I don't know how to dance, but I manage to dance. I'm always in the mood that I feel like I'm the best dancer in the world." I'll go like, "Well, that is it, you know." So these are the personal influence or personal impact my music has had in the lives of people. But society-wise, like I mentioned, I play gigs. There is no charity gig that is within my reach that I've ever said no to. Some of them are like to surprise you. I don't get invited to some of them. I just give them a call and I go like, you know what? I want to come support what you're doing. It doesn't make me. Some people feel like, oh, then it makes your brand, you're stepping too low for your brand. So I go like, nah, I'm supporting
No,
society. Without
man,
those,
listen.
exactly. Without those
I
people, I'm not there.
right. I tell people all the time, you have to have a body of work, and what you doing community events, charity events, that adds to your body of work. And
Yeah,
so if you have an investor that wants to invest in your talents or in your brand, the first thing the investor looks for is how have you impacted the community? What have you done for the community?
yeah,
Do you have a mentorship program? They know that you can sell records because they heard of you
yeah,
through the airways. So
yeah,
they know people like your music,
yeah,
but what else are you doing to impact others in the community?
yeah,
It just can't be all about your music. It definitely has to be about you and your community and you as a person as well. And so with that being said, I would tell you to keep doing your charity events, Um, keep on mentoring the kids and definitely talk to the kids. And when you shoot music videos, have a cameo or a clip where you can put the youth in the videos with you, man. And because the parents gonna appreciate that, the
yeah,
youth is gonna appreciate that, and most importantly, the teachers that know you from back in the day see how you did giving back to your community, and they be like, I used to teach that young man,
yeah,
and now he's giving back to the community. So it definitely makes a difference, man.
yeah, yeah. It
You,
makes a difference. Yeah.
but
Back in Ghana, um, just to add, when I was away just recording my singles. I wanted to come out with an album this year, but I kind of changed my mind a little bit. But I was away in Ghana during the lockdown in the UK, and every morning I have a knock at my door. When I open it, it'll be a young person with a demo. Nowadays, it's not a demo, but when you look at the standards, listen to the standards, you know that it's at that level, and they all want help. Now, within a week, I counted about 10 people. And I told myself, you know what? I'm not going to give them what they want. I can give them advice, but what they really want. And in the area of development, international development or development academically, I've got two masters
mhm,
from my. If somebody who needs help comes to you and you don't give him what they want, whatever you give them aside from what they want, no matter how important it is, it doesn't impact their lives. They don't see that. And this is one of the reasons why some charities fail, because they sit in the Western offices and devise strategies and everything to help people back home.
mhm.
Yes, the people need the help, but you ask yourself, is it the kind of help that the people want? So
Mm,
back to this, I was like, okay, 10 people within a week, what can I do? I bought a piece of land in Ghana, and at the moment, we're trying to build a music center for the
mhm,
youth in a place that I live called Dodowa. So this music center, what I want to do is have a music studio, recording studio. I want to have a marketing department,
mhm,
and I want to have a community radio station. Now, the aim is that when these young people come, we teach them about marketing their music, because I felt like that was one of the things that they lack. Everybody knows of social media. Everybody knows that you put social media there. But then as time goes on, we've got to realize that numbers doesn't put food on the table. Getting 1,001 followers is good. It's good because when the record label look at your social media and your influence, they go like, you've got influence. But you ask yourself, how many of that 1K followers are streaming your music? How many of them are buying your merchandise? You need to go a
Right.
step further. You know, so my aim is I want to build this media center, music center, where we'll have these main departments, and a young person can just walk in there and go like, look, I want to record a song, and maybe you're giving 3 slots, that is to record 3 songs. Then you send to the marketing department for them to teach you how to market your music. And of course, you've got a radio station to play your music for you. I'm like, if I'm able to put up that facility, because at the moment we are still constructing it, and I don't know who's listening, but I know you've got lots of listeners. Anybody out there that feels like, okay, I want to support this, is welcome. But we're still in the construction stage of this, and Rome wasn't built in a day, one step at a time. So yeah, with regards to music and in my influence in society, wherever I find myself, I try to do the best that I can. I can, like Mandela said, only one person, I can only do my best.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. So tell us about this new single. Is it called Get
Go
Down
down,
Low?
go down
Go
low.
Down Low? Go
Yeah.
Down Low. Yeah. So tell me about the creation of the single, the production on it, and how have you been marketing it to get it out to the world?
Yeah. Well, I think my mom is. I think she hasn't heard that song, but I don't think she's gonna be happy with the title of the song because I grew up in a Christian home as well. But I always tell her, say, "Mommy, don't worry, it's still out there." Well, this song, when I was in Ghana, like I told you, I was in Ghana recording I used to in Tamale, where I schooled, where I did my secondary education, because I stayed there for 3 years in the boarding school. It's like my second home.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there, visited my sound engineer. Then he took me to another friend who's a sound engineer. And usually when I go into the studio, I just go like, "What beat do you have? Let me listen to the beats that you have." The one that, because music is, for me, is spiritual. Where you listen to the beat and it kind of how it resonates with you. So I heard that beat and I was like, you know what? I like this beat. I was like, okay, can we work on it? I was like, yeah. So we started just recording. So we finished recording that song. I think within 2 hours, I'll finish doing the voices because, like I said, before we got there, he's already got his beats. Um, yeah. Then it was mixed and mastered by the sound engineer called Zebra. Now the funny thing is, because I didn't write a song before going to the studio, I didn't even know the title to give to the song. I only came up with a title when I was just about releasing the song.
Uh-huh.
Um, and yeah, at the moment, it's on all digital platforms. Um, as usual, it's been played by the BBC. It's been played by a couple of big radio stations over here in East Anglia and Norfolk.
Mm-hmm.
It's been played by Cambridge 105, Future Radio, and a couple of community radio stations. Promotion takes time. Academically, I know promotion is either within 3 months or 6 months. If your song fails to make it within the first 3 months or the first 6 months, you got to move on to the next song. So, and this song is only a couple of days old, but
Mm-hmm.
it's for, I'll be very honest with you, radio wise, it's really doing very well. It's all about places. I wish I could show you my emails of radio stations playing it and jamming to it and booking me for interviews, just as you've given me the opportunity as well. So it's really doing well. I have the opportunity to perform it this Saturday at the music room because I've got a gig there in a place called Ipswich, in a town called Ipswich. So I'll be there. I think that'll be the first time I'm performing there. And then I think on the 27th, I've got a charity gig as well. So that'll be the second time I will be performing it. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's doing well. And as usual, my songs are always catchy, you know. Um, I believe that apart from my three principles, informing, education, educating, and entertaining, I believe that the world is full of pressure and people want songs that will let them, at least for the first 3 minutes that they listen to your song, they should forget about their pressures of life. You know, they should jump to it, they should drive to it, So it's a very catchy beat, catchy song, simple hooks here and there, and 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 um and characterized with rap. So it's doing well. Yeah, I would say it's doing well. We see what happens next 3 months, and I'm sure by then I will be releasing another song as well because I'm always working. I'm
Right.
like 24/7. I'm always in the studio recording and doing stuff. Because the game, one of the things I realized in the past that affected my career a little bit was the fact that I wasn't very consistent. I
Right.
was, and it was simply because I was combining music with schooling. I was always going to school. I was always going to
Mhm.
school. That is how come I ended up with two masters, a degree, a diploma. I've got a couple of short courses all over the place. So my dad came from a very poor background, and growing up, the only thing he told me can help me to break through in life was education. And so I was that kid who was always learning until I took up my music life. But even that, I was always learning as well. So
Okay.
yeah, back to my single is doing well. It's doing well. We're still
That's
pushing.
good. That's good.
Still
That's great.
pushing.
That's great. That's great, man. So, the single's doing well. You're doing well. You got some shows lined up, man. So, before we wrap it up, is there any shout outs you want to give out? Any people you want to thank?
Well, first of all, Ken, I want to thank you for this opportunity. You and I know behind the scenes the hassle that we went through to get this show together today. You and I
Right.
know. I don't want to go to the genesis of it. Um, but I was told you only get an opportunity once, but you came, you gave me two, So I want to thank you very much for this opportunity. Um,
You welcome.
I, yeah, I wanna thank my wife for the support she's always giving me. My wife. My wife hate my music, so she's my number one critic when it comes to my music. When she says it's good, it's good. When she says it's bad, it's really bad. So I
Okay.
want to thank all my fans out there for supporting DaGaow music. Everybody that streams, likes, comments, shares my music. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the media for the support they've given me, especially the radio industry over here in England. It's been massive. I want to thank them for that support.
That's dope. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. And I want to
How
thank
far?
you, man, because I know it's late there,
Yeah,
early in
yeah.
the wee hours of the morning, and you know, you definitely took the time out to really interview with me, man. To really chop it up with me about your career. To really embrace the international Afro beat culture, and I can just appreciate the hard work, the grind. I can appreciate where you uplifting the value of education in teaching the youth and making them understand that education is not something that can't nobody take away. And here you are with two master's degrees, and I can appreciate that. I can definitely appreciate that. So I just want to thank you once again for coming on, man. And until the next time, we're gonna be out of here. But I will definitely keep in touch with you, and I'll definitely send you a few things that I need from you, so we can
Right.
keep the the international and America fan base going, man, and so we can just really just give a lot of better insight on why that artists from over in America should connect with international artists, and why international artists should connect with American artists. You know what I mean? American artists. So I just want to thank you, man, and I want to say shout out to you and your family. Shout out to the whole culture of Ghana. Shout out to you being in England and making some new headlines and head waves there, man, and just keep doing your thing, man. But most of all, man, if you don't forget nothing else, man, don't never forget to keep God #1, man, because navigating through this music journey, we definitely need to keep God #1. Yes, sir. So until the next time, we out of here. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.